What is it like to have a physical disability in a world that is not yet fully accessible? Members of the Action Center and Camp Massawippi, two Quebec-based organizations, share their thoughts and experiences.
L'accessibilité, c'est le droit et surtout la facilité à pouvoir faire les choses comme les autres gens et puis aller n'importe où comme on veut quand on veut.
Accessibility is, to me, is that I have everybody that supports me, and it means for people to get access to different programs.
So what do you think accessibility is?
Euh,
Your chair allows you accessibility because you can go where you want on your own?
The wheelchair and other health and mobility equipment have given people with disabilities access to more places and experiences, but they still face many barriers in their day-to-day lives.
I think that accessibility means the ability to access spaces for people of all abilities. And what that means is basically, like, for example, like a school. If there's a school that has stairs, does it also have a ramp? Are the doors wide enough? And also, are the people working in the school able to ensure that people with disabilities can be included in the day-to-day activities in that school? So I think that's what accessibility means to me.
The most evident obstacles are the physical ones.
The CN Tower should be more accessible. You can't go up and see the CN Tower.
There's no many places have ramp, especially some school has it, some school doesn't.
Quite often I would be in an accessible building, but there was no ramps. My pet peeve are restaurants that say they're accessible, but you go there and you find out there's a step to get into the restaurant.
Some restaurants and some private places that aren't getting government money, they don't have adapted bathrooms. They may be in the basement or up a set of stairs, and they don't seem to ever be too worried about people coming in who need the access and the adapted bathrooms.
Beaucoup d'endroits, malheureusement, ils font l'effort d'adapter la place, mais ils font pas l'effort d'organiser comment ça peut être bien adapté. Au niveau du trottoir, vous savez, quand il y a les petites rampes, là, c'est un petit peu adapté. Parfois, malheureusement, il y a des personnes qui sont déjà stationnées à cette place-là. Où est-ce que nous pouvons accéder à la place? C'est bien que ce soit adapté, mais il faut que ce soit utile, lisable. Et aussi, parfois, il y a des endroits qui ne sont pas adaptés, mais ils pourraient totalement l'être parce que la seule chose qui me restreint, c'est quelques centimètres de step. Par exemple, que je peux juste pas passer par-dessus. Parfois, ça pourrait être facile de s'arranger, mais parfois, les gens, ils font juste pas y penser.
Attitudinal barriers, including wrong perceptions and unjust discrimination against people with physical disabilities, still exist.
Au niveau des mentalités, il y aurait encore des choses à faire parce que moi, j'ai fait deux écoles régulières dans la ville où je suis déménagé maintenant, puis il y a encore des gens qui me regardent de travers. On est différents. Les gens, des fois, ils vont pas juger nécessairement verbalement, mais juste la façon dont ils nous regardent, ça veut dire qu'ils ne comprennent pas notre réalité.
I love when people talk down to somebody in a wheelchair, then they realize, wait a minute, I'm talking to some guy that has 2 PhDs and is way smarter than you.
Parfois, il y a un sentiment de gêne un peu. Ils n'osent pas faire une approche, ils ne savent pas trop comment réagir à certaines choses. Parfois, c'est aussi un peu trop artificiel. Ils font trop un effort de te plaire, de faire attention de ne pas t'offusquer.
I went to Vancouver, but for some reason, they took my chair and they took me off the plane and they broke it. Because I went in my chair, they opened it, they called on me. I looked down, they broke one of my bars.
They don't know how to handle these things appropriately.
And these chairs cost a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
People with physical disabilities can also experience economic barriers. Their access to employment opportunities and financial stability can be affected.
Avec les chèques qu'on reçoit chaque mois, il y a une limite de montant qu'on ne peut pas recevoir parce que sinon, ça va être déduit de notre chèque et après, ça complique certaines choses. On est assez limité économiquement. Donc, oui, parfois, ça peut être plate. On peut être limité, mais si on continue à travailler sur nos projets et tout, on va réussir à franchir ce step-là.
Physical disabilities are not a sign of weakness. They are a strong force that prompt change that will lead us to a more accessible world.
Most to make a difference in the world. That's why I was born this way.